Okay, so it's Tuesday, Tuesday afternoon. Just wanted to touch real quick on something that's been weighing a little heavy on my mind lately. Is the Syrian refugee dilemma. A dilemma as in humanitarian issues and the way we kind of perceive the refugees. And it's kind of opened my eyes to the way we just treat each other in this, I guess mainly in this country, because the way we deal with homeless people in Toronto, for instance, it's never positive. There's this term called like a shell that you develop after living in a city for any certain amount of time, where you just kind of gain this ability, and it's supposedly a plus to be able to walk by a homeless person and not give them anything. Now, I understand that even I myself regularly have been in a position where I can't afford to give money to somebody in need, and I never feel good about that. So when you talk about this shell towards another human being, where you have this ability to be able to ignore them, there's no possible way, if your conscience is intact, that you can feel good about just walking by another human being who's clearly suffering, clearly in need, and there's no way you can walk by them and ignore that and feel good about that. There's no way. So when we talk about this, the Syrian refugees in our country, and granted, in Canada we don't have that many, compared to Germany, compared to the rest of Europe, we don't have that many refugees. And I was asked, I just recently returned from Germany, and I was asked by a couple people about the refugees over there. Were there a lot? Were there a lot of impersonators? Were there a lot of people trying to make me believe that they were refugees and trick them into giving money? And quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know which people were real refugees or which were just trying to scam me. But when it comes down to it, it's on them. If you're trying to scam somebody by pretending to be somebody from a war-torn country, somebody who has only option is to go become a refugee in another country, otherwise you have to go back to your homeland and face whatever turmoil and destruction is left there for you. Quite frankly, I think it's up to you to be a karmically good person. Just be a good person. You do whatever feels right to you in regards to another human being's well-being. If somebody is in need, for instance, if somebody claims they are a Syrian refugee and they're asking for money, in my own opinion, I think that you should try and help in any way you can, because that's a human being in need. There's no way that they can live with themselves at the end of the day. If they're a dishonest person trying to mimic somebody from a war-torn country, there's no way that they can sleep with a light conscience at night. So I think it's in our best interest to act as good people. And if somebody's trying to con you, then that's on them. You've done what you believe is good, and if you're a believer in karma, I suppose, then that will sort itself out. But that we have this mentality, especially here, where it's what's mine is mine, and if you're not holding on tight enough to what's yours, it's also going to become mine. And we have this kind of fend for ourselves mentality, whereas a lot of people will say, oh, but you don't want to get taken advantage of. Who cares? Who honestly cares if you get taken advantage of? If you still believe that you did the right thing at the end of the day, if someone takes advantage of you, that's on them. You can't tell me in this age of global connectivity, global community, where we have Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, whatever, keeping us all connected. There's no way that you say, I want to be on my own. I want to just look after me. I don't care about anybody else. We're so connected. We're all on the same playing field, and there's no way you don't want to look after your fellow human beings. What kind of person does that? There's no way. There's no kind of person that's actually out there just trying to just get everything they can and just step on everybody else. I mean, yeah, okay, Donald Trump. But does anybody respect that man? No, obviously not. Nobody wants to be that kind of person where they have all the power and everybody hates you. I mean, obviously, don't act for other people's approval. That's kind of a strange way to go about being, but I don't know. I guess don't be so cold, Other people, if somebody's asking for your help, what kind of person says no to that? What kind of person says, yeah, I could help them, but I think it's going to be better for me if I don't? What kind of selfishness is that? Where does that come from? It's unfathomable to me. So here's your Tuesday bit of wisdom, advice, what have you. Open up, man. Just open up to other people. Because if they're good or bad, they're going to appreciate what you can do for them. And that in turn will make you feel good about yourself. Do what... It's all about what's in here. It's all about what's in here. And if you never feel, like I said, you never feel good about walking by a homeless person, somebody clearly in need, somebody begging for your help. You never feel good about that, whether you get the impression that they're a drug addict or like a thief, or they're just gonna blow their money on strippers or whatever. You never feel good about that, and that's a sign. That is a definite sign that we are in this together. You cannot just sit by and watch somebody struggle. There's that Queen and Bowie line is like it's hard, like watching somebody in this world, like a friend of yours is in this. I can't remember the line. I'm sorry. But yeah, the whole concept of like hell being watching a good friend just trapped under all the pressure of the world and you not being able to do anything about it. That's a little bit of torture right there. And I think that's a definite underlining of what I'm trying to say, is that you need to just look out for each other, man, because we're not in this alone. We're absolutely not in this alone. All right. That's all I got for you guys. Be well.